Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy Clock Sports. You know what I'm saying? We back at it. As you know, there's this huge disagreement going on between two brothers, StevenA Snitch and Terrell Owens. Let's talk about it. Let's see what they say, and then we're gonna comment.
So it's looking like Stephen A. Smith and Terrell Owens got into a heated altercation online.
Before I start this video, man, shout out to Self Talk, man. This is Self Talk content, man. Make sure y'all subscribe and comment and you know, show everybody love, man. That's what we're all about. Show everybody love, and let's go. And also subscribe to my channel and go to the comment. Let me know how y'all feel, because I would like to know how y'all feel sometimes. So let's go.
All right, man, the Twitter fingers was really heavy between these two gentlemen, and I would like to highlight everything in today's video. So with that being said, let's get right into the Stephen A. Smith and Terrell Owens beef. So everything kickstarted when Stephen A. Smith went to Joe Budden podcast, and he was talking about Max Kellerman. Let's check out that clip right here.
What do you say to the people say they saw the tension between you and Max developing on air before his departure from the show? Did you hear any of that?
I heard some of it. I would take full responsibility for that. That's totally my fault.
Okay.
And the reason why it was my fault, because I didn't like working with him, man. It's just that damn simple. I didn't like it. I thought the show was stale. I thought that we had flatlined when it came to the public at large. And I'm trying to win. I mean, I didn't want to go from number one to number two when Skip left. That's not what I wasn't having that. That shit was not going to happen.
Did anything in the numbers say that you might have been headed that way?
No, but to me it did.
Creatively?
To me it did, not just creatively, but the consistency of the number.
Got it.
In other words, it wasn't going this way.
Yeah.
It was just there. And so that's what I was feeling. And it was like, you know, listen, I had mad respect from him from the standpoint that white dude, highly intelligent, Ivy League educated from Columbia, smart as a whip, can talk his ass off, can talk about anything. And I get all of that. But you weren't an athlete and you weren't a journalist. And the absence of the two components left people wondering, why should we listen to you? Okay, well, you might have had that figured out on Sports Nation, or you might have had that figured out on another show. But on this show, if you looked at the content emanating in the social stratosphere, meaning YouTube and other components that you use to measure one's cachet, Q ratings, focus groups, all of these different things, it was like I was damn near doing the show by myself, because we were oceans apart in terms of cachet. Well, how are you oceans apart from me if you sitting right across from me 5 days a week for the whole 2 hours? Because one of us is resonating and one of us is not in that platform. And so for me, I was like, look, this is what it is. And we had a number of conversations, one-on-one, many, many times. I know this audience. I know what they're looking for. I know what they need, et cetera, et cetera. At some point, you're going to do what you need to do, or you don't. And if you don't do what you need to do, I'm going to get somebody who will.
Okay, so that pretty much kickstarted the
All right, let's talk about some of the stuff that Steven talked about. Steven, last time I checked, you weren't an athlete either. You were not an athlete, and you also then there was not a journalist. So you were a journalist for a few minutes, and then once ESPN fired your ass, and Skip Bayless brought you back. By the time Skip Bayless brought you back, you came back. You were not a journalist anymore. You become an entertainer. That's what you are now. You talk loud. You talk loud to make your point, of course. You looking like a dude who doesn't know his father on national TV, because that's the energy you brought. You brought the energy that you were raised by women every single day, and kudos to you to that. But outside of that, Stephen, what you bring to the table that Max didn't? The truth is the matter. I remember clearly, Max was slaying your ass in every topic. Max was not dumb enough to go back and forward with you. You looking for argue. Max was not going to give you that. Smart people don't give you that. When it comes to racial conversation, when it comes to what people color should be doing and things like that, Max Kellerman nailed it right from the cross. You always trying to protect the boss. You always got to protect the boss. That's why anytime people color do something, what's the first thing you brought? The money. Oh, so-and-so making 30 million. Why you act like that? So-and-so making 50 million. Why you act like... Meanwhile, when white people do something, oh, so-and-so is my boy. I don't know why he did that. I don't know. You soft tone it. You don't know what to say. You cowed yourself out. Yo, everybody know who you is, Stephen. You a sellout. You're a rat. That's what you is. You're a rat. You ratted Allen Iverson out just to be where you at. So we know what time it is when it comes to you.
Conversation about StevenA Smith and Max Kellerman relationship on social media. A lot of Twitter users went online giving their opinions about it, and a Twitter user had put out the clip of StevenA Smith, Terrell Owens, and Max Kellerman. I think we all remember that clip. Let's go back and revisit that right here. Here's the video.
Max is going to get in here. Like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, StevenA. With his coming.
Facts. This was all facts. Because what you are doing is what you usually do, Steven. You always got to protect your boss. And another thing, you acting like you didn't fire Max Kellerman. The people higher up did, not you. You mentioned it multiple times. Get rid of Max. What is your bosses said? The boss that you praise and glory every single day. What they say? They say we rolling with Max because the number making sure the number was great. The number was doing just fine. Could it be better? Yes. But was to the point that the show went from number 1 to number 2? No. No, they were right there with, if I remember, they were right there with Undisputed. They were neck and neck with Undisputed. But the problem was you hated Max because Max was smarter than you. Max was not biting to your BS. Max was not, don't want to go back and forth with you. Max was not entertaining you. That's the problem. You're looking for somebody to be going back and forth with you in the dumb topic. In a dumb topic. You're looking for somebody to be going Glock for Glock with you. Max was not doing that, bro.
With his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait to finish.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to check you right now. You don't cross the line.
I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. You don't cross the line. First of all, like I said, you, Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed, any of y'all that want to debate me in front of black people and talk about what's best for black people, name the time and place, I'll show up. I don't want to hear, what's the definition of blackness? Is there a definitive definition of blackness? Why are you giving the impression that because I don't march lockstep with every single thing that Colin Kaepernick wants? Okay, excuse me.
Even though this topic was with Colin Kaepernick, it's clearly Colin didn't even want it to play football. Let's keep it funky, y'all. He didn't want to play football. Because once you work somewhere, then you went public, say I'm gonna sue. Once you sue, you can go back to that establishment trying to work again. They're not gonna hire you. They're not gonna hire you. Simple as that. They're not gonna want to deal with you. But to be fair, in this topic, man, T.O. was right in everything he said. Max Kellerman is more blacker than you in that topic. Yes, he was. You always taking the protection side. You got to protect. This is the same dude that StevenA Snitch wake up every morning and say to himself, how can I get my boss more money? How can I make my boss more money? And how can I get some of it? How many people do you know How many millionaires and billionaires do you know who think like that? How can I make my boss more money? And how can I get some? I could give a damn about what my boss is getting. I don't care about what my boss is getting. I care about my paycheck. That's the only thing I care about. I don't give a damn about what my boss is getting. That type of mindset keeping you being an employee. StevenA Snitch is an employee to the core. That's why as big as he get, he never leave ESPN. As big as he get, he never trying to elevate himself to get to the next level. Why? Because he look at himself like, I got to get my boss more money. That's why you see him hopping on 70 shows that happen at ESPN. Meanwhile, Skip Bayless, while Skip Bayless was there, Skip Bayless was only doing first take, then he go home. Skip Bayless don't work. Skip Bayless got a partnership with Fox. It's a partnership. Skip Bayless bring people to the front. Like guys like Rob Parker. Rob Parker wouldn't be having a job if it wasn't for Skip Bayless. LaShannon Sharp wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for Skip Bayless. Richard Sherman, Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin. The list go on and on and on. What has this dude ever done for anybody in this industry? Nothing. Nothing. All he do is leech on people of color, then snitch on them. That's all StevenA ever done to his career. Leech on people and snitch on them. And this is why he still got to talk about Skip, because he looking at Skip like, damn, Skip over there hired this person, hired that person. Like, he keep talking about that's his show, that's his show. That's not your show, bruh. Undisputed. I'm saying, sorry, y'all. I said undisputed. First Take is not yours, Steven. That's not your show. It's not. Now, you can act like that's your show all day long. Pat McAfee, you can stop Pat McAfee to come to this show. And Pat McAfee came out of nowhere from YouTube, making more money than you from RIP. From RIP. Meanwhile, you got to go to ESPN Countdown, ESPN this, ESPN that. Pat McAfee going to do his show, probably roll around on First Take here and there, and then go home. Your ass got to work like a slave, like a Hebrew slave. You got to hop on this, hop on that, everything, just to get the little bread you're getting.
And I'm not agreeing. I'm not agreeing with everything that Colin Kaepernick has done.
I'm not saying that, but you said, you just sat up there and used an expression, more blacker. Excuse me, I'm from Hollis, Queens, New York City. You ain't the only brother
He
out
more
there
blacker
that's
than you.
in the streets. I'm in the streets every day.
I get it.
And a matter. So let's be very clear, and you damn well know that's the truth. And so my point to you is this: again, I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to go that route. But based on just what you just said, this is supposedly StevenA and T.O. going at one another. Did you know that I invited Colin Kaepernick to give him this platform for the entire 2 hours? I said you can edit the damn show. You can have it live. We can talk whatever you want to talk. The floor is yours. I also gave that invitation to Eric Reed. I know people at other networks that has given Colin Kaepernick that same thing.
Steven, let's be funky, man. Did you invite them, or your boss told you to invite them? Because that's not your show. You didn't want Max, and they still told you to stick with Max for at least 4 or 5 years. So let's not sit here and capping like, oh, I'm the one who got him fired. I'm the one who got him hired. Let's stop the cap right there. Stop it right there. Hell, you didn't even know that we're hiring Shannon Sharp. They told you while you were on air. Monday, Shannon Sharp gonna be on First Take. You said I didn't even know. So don't come out here and cap, acting like you moving needles at ESPN. You not. What you is you the face But I don't mean you making the last decision. If you don't want this person or that person, you can hire and fire. You not Skip. You not Skip. Let's keep it funky, y'all. You not Skip. So stop the cap.
They disagree
Man on TV
with
lying.
you to some degree. Are you questioning their blackness too? Come on, man. There's certain things that's crossing the line.
Dude, that's